My name is Elena. I am 57 years old. I am a businesswoman. I have my own company. I worked very hard for many years. Now I have money, a big house, and a black BMW car. I wear nice clothes and high heels. People look at me when I walk. Some people like me. Some people do not. Some people think I am proud. But they do not know me. I live alone. I was married once, but now I am divorced. I have a son, but he is away at college. I have money, but sometimes I feel lonely. People talk about me. They whisper when I pass by. They think they know my story, but they don't. I try not to care, but it hurts sometimes. One day, I went to a university campus cafe. It was full of students. Young people were everywhere. They laughed, talked, and drank coffee. I went to the counter to buy tea. Then I saw him. He was tall and thin. He looked about 23 years old. He had dark hair and kind eyes. He stood in front of the food counter. He looked at the menu, then at his wallet. He looked worried. He bit his lip. He looked at a sandwich, then looked down again. His clothes were old. His shoes had little holes. He did not look well. He looked hungry, but he did not buy anything. He looked like he wanted food, but he had no money. He sighed and looked around. I don't usually talk to strangers, but something about him made me stop. He did not ask for help. He did not beg. He was quiet, and his face was sad. I felt something in my heart. I walked closer to him. "Hello," I said. He looked up, surprised. "Are you trying to find something to eat?" He nodded. "Yes," he said softly. "Can I buy you lunch?" I asked. He looked shocked. "Oh no, you don't need to," he said quickly. "I'm okay." "I want to," I said. "Please let me." He looked at me for a few seconds. Then he smiled a little. "Thank you," he said. We went to the counter. He chose a small sandwich and a bottle of water. I paid for it. We sat at a small table. He ate fast. He was very hungry. I watched him eat. He looked like a boy, but there was something deep in his eyes. "What's your name?" I asked. "Liam," he said. Elena." He smiled again. "Thank you, Elena. This means a lot." That was the start of a new story, a small lunch, a big change. After that lunch, I thought about Liam many times. He stayed in my mind. A few days later, I saw him again on the campus. He was walking with books in his arms. He looked tired. I smiled at him. He smiled back. We started to meet more often. Sometimes we had coffee together. Sometimes we walked in the park near the campus. We talked about small things, school, work, the weather. Then we started to talk about bigger things, family, life, dreams. Liam was 23 years old. He was a student. He studied hard. He worked at a small coffee shop. He did not have much money. He lived in a small room with a roommate. He had debt. I noticed his shoes were still the same, still old, still full of small holes. But Liam was smart. He had dreams. He wanted to finish school and get a good job. He wanted to help his family. He told me, "One day I want to make my mom proud." His words were simple, but they touched my heart. I liked talking with Liam. He made me smile. He made me feel light. Most people I know talk about money and business, but Liam talked about hope, music, and funny things. He made jokes. He made me laugh. One day he said, "You laugh like a young girl, Elena." I smiled. "Maybe you make me feel young," I said. I did not tell him, but I felt different when I was with him. I felt seen, not judged. I did not feel like the rich woman in high heels. I just felt like Elena. Liam was kind. He listened. He looked into my eyes when I spoke. I started to wait for our meetings. I looked forward to them. I think he did too. Sometimes we just sat and said nothing, but the silence was nice. It was not cold. It was peaceful. He shared his hopes with me. He wanted to travel. He wanted to write. He wanted to live a big life. But he said, "Right now, I just try to survive." I shared a little about my life too. I told him I worked hard when I was young. I told him I had made many mistakes, but I said, "Meeting you feels like something new." He smiled when I said that. Liam made me feel something I had not felt in a long time: connection. I was 57. He was 23. That was a big difference. But when we were together, I did not think about it. I only thought about how he made me feel: calm, happy, alive. I didn't know where this friendship was going, but I knew I wanted it to continue. It was a cool evening. The sky was soft and orange. Liam and I were sitting outside a small cafe. We had been talking for a long time. The table was small. The lights were warm. It felt quiet and safe. Liam looked at me. His eyes were serious. "Elena," he said, "you make me feel like I can breathe again." I looked at him. I didn't speak. I just listened. "When I'm with you," he said, "the world feels better. I forget about my problems. I feel free." My heart beat faster. Nobody had said that to me before, not in a long time. He looked nervous after he spoke. He looked down, then up again. He moved a little closer to me. I could feel the space between us getting smaller. Then he looked at my lips. I did not stop him. He kissed me. At first, the kiss was soft. It was gentle. But then it became a little stronger. His lips were warm. His hand touched my face. The world stopped for a moment. The noise, the people, the cafe, it all disappeared. It was just him and me. I forgot I was 57. I forgot he was 23. I forgot about the whispers and the looks people give me. In that moment, there were no rules, only feeling. When we pulled apart, we said nothing. We just looked at each other. He smiled, small and shy. I touched my lips. I felt something new inside me: warmth, joy, fear. I had many rules for my life. I did not want to fall in love. I did not want to get hurt again. I had told myself, stay strong, stay alone. But this kiss broke one of my rules. And deep in my heart, I knew it would not be the last rule I would break for Liam. After the kiss, things between Liam and me changed. We started to meet more often. Our talks were longer. Sometimes he held my hand. Sometimes I touched his face. It felt soft, sweet, and new. But I started to see something in his eyes, a kind of sadness, a worry. He never asked for money, not even once. But I knew he was having a hard time. His shoes were still broken. He worked too much. He studied late at night. He looked tired. Sometimes he skipped meals. Sometimes he checked prices too many times. I saw it. I felt it. The stress was heavy on him. One evening, we sat in a quiet cafe. Liam looked at his phone. His face looked serious. I took a deep breath. "Liam," I said, "I want to help you." He looked at me, confused. "Help?" "Yes," I said, "just a little money, a gift, nothing big, just to make things easier." He shook his head. "No, Elena, I can't. It's not right. This is my problem." "Please," I said, "it's nothing for me. But it can be something for you. Let me do this." He looked down at the table. He said nothing for a long moment. Then he whispered, "Are you sure?" "Yes," I said. His eyes filled with tears. He covered his face. His shoulders shook. He was crying. I reached across the table and held his hand. "It's okay," I said softly. That night, I held him close. He leaned on me. He felt safe. I felt needed. I felt close to him, closer than ever before. But soon people started to talk. They saw me with a young man. They whispered behind my back. Some people smiled fake smiles. Others looked at me with judgment in their eyes. They called me a sugar mama. That word hurt. They said I gave money to a young man to make him love me. They said our love was not real. I tried to act strong. I held my head high. I walked proud. But inside, my heart was hurting. The words stayed in my mind. They made me feel small. I knew I helped Liam because I cared. I knew our feelings were true. But still, the gossip felt like a cold wind on my skin. I asked myself, can love live under so many eyes? I didn't know the answer, but I knew this. I didn't want to let go of Liam. Not yet. It was almost the holidays. My son called me one day. "Mom," he said, "I'm coming home this weekend. Can I bring a friend for dinner?" "Of course," I said, smiling. "Bring anyone you like." I was happy. I had not seen my son in many weeks. I missed him. I wanted the evening to be special. I cooked a warm meal. I set the table with care. I wore my favorite dress. Then the doorbell rang. I walked to the door, smiling. When I opened it, my son stood there, tall, strong, happy. Next to him stood Liam. My heart stopped. I almost dropped the glass in my hand. Liam froze. His face went white like paper. He looked like he saw a ghost. My son was smiling, excited. "Mom, this is Liam," he said. "He's my classmate. He's a good guy." Liam looked away. He could not meet my eyes. I tried to smile. I felt cold inside. My son didn't notice anything strange. He walked in, talking and laughing. I walked behind them, feeling like I was in a dream. We all sat at the table. The food was hot, but I couldn't taste it. My hands were shaking. Liam didn't look at me. When he did, his eyes were full of worry. His mouth was tight. My son talked about school and friends. He didn't see the secret between us. I smiled, but my smile felt fake. After dinner, my son went to his room to study. Liam stayed in the living room. The silence was loud. I looked at him. "This cannot continue," I said softly. Liam looked at me. "It has to end," I said. "It's too risky, too complicated." He stood still. He didn't speak. Then he walked closer. He put his hands on my face. He kissed me. Not soft this time. The kiss was strong, full of feeling. I felt his heart. I felt his pain. I felt his love. I wanted to say no. I wanted to stop, but I couldn't. My body did not listen to my mind. My heart did not listen to my fears. I kissed him back. It was wrong. It was dangerous, but it was real, and I couldn't let him go. Not yet. Weeks passed after that dinner. Liam and I kept seeing each other. We were careful. We didn't meet near my son's school. We didn't talk in public places, but in private, we were close. One night, Liam held my hand. "Elena," he said, "will you marry me?" I laughed. I thought it was a joke. "Are you serious?" I asked. "Yes," he said. His eyes were soft but strong. "I love you. It's not about money. It's about you." His words touched me, but my heart was full of fear. People already talked about us. They said bad things. What would they say if I married him? I was 57. He was 23. That was a big difference. Too big, maybe. Still, I wanted to believe in him. I wanted to believe in love. So I said yes. My friends were shocked. Some thought I was crazy. Others just smiled politely. "Why would you marry a man so young?" they asked. But they didn't see what I saw. They didn't feel what I felt. Liam made me laugh. He listened to me. He looked at me like I mattered. We didn't want a big wedding. We wanted something quiet, something simple. We chose Italy. It was a beautiful place. Calm. Far away from gossip and eyes. We stood in the sun, just the two of us and a few close people. He held my hand. He said sweet words. He promised to love me. I looked into his eyes. I felt happy, truly happy. It was a small wedding, but it meant a lot to me. After the wedding, we returned home. Life was quiet for a while, but soon I noticed small things. Liam was always on his phone. He would step outside to take calls. When I asked, he said, "It's just a friend." Sometimes he would type something and delete it quickly. He cleared his message history often. My heart felt cold. I tried not to worry. Maybe he was busy. Maybe he needed space. But the feeling of doubt stayed with me. Then one day I saw something. Liam was standing near a car. A young woman sat inside. She was pretty. She smiled at him. They talked for a short time. Then she drove away. Liam didn't see me. My stomach felt sick. Who was she? Why didn't he tell me? The wedding happiness I felt began to fade. A cloud of fear was growing, and I knew this was not over. The next day, I followed Liam. I wanted to know more. I needed to see the truth. He walked through the campus. He did not see me behind him. I stayed far so he wouldn't notice. Then I saw her again, the same young woman. She was very pretty. Her hair was shiny. Her smile was big. Liam walked beside her. They talked and laughed. She touched his arm. He didn't move away. I sat in my car and watched. She put her hand on his face, soft and slow. Liam smiled at her. It was the same smile he gave me before. My heart broke. It felt like something inside me cracked, like glass shattering. I could not breathe for a moment. I closed my eyes. This was not just a friend. This was something more. I drove home slowly. The road felt longer than ever. At home, I waited. I sat in the dark living room. No lights, just silence. Liam came home late. He opened the door. He saw me. He stopped. He didn't speak. I didn't speak either. We just looked at each other. So many words, but no one said anything. The air between us felt heavy. I went to bed, but I could not sleep. I kept seeing her face, her hand on his cheek, his smile. It played in my mind again and again. The next morning, I could not stay quiet. I found Liam in the living room. He looked pale. "Liam," I said, "tell me the truth." He sat down. His hands were shaking. "She's my ex-girlfriend," he said. "Her name is Sarah." He looked ashamed. "She came back. She needs money. She said she will tell everyone lies about us." He looked into my eyes. "She wants money or she will destroy me. She will say I married you for your money." My heart felt cold. Liam gave me his phone. "Here," he said, "look at everything. My messages, my photos. I have nothing to hide." He gave me his passwords. He wanted me to see the truth. He was scared, but honest. I held his phone, but I didn't look. Instead, I hugged him. He cried. And for the first time in years, I cried too. That night, I held Liam close. He said, "Please, Elena, don't leave me." I didn't answer right away. I needed time. I needed to think. The next morning, I made a decision. I called Sarah, Liam's ex-girlfriend. She answered. "I will give you the money," I said, "but after this, you leave us alone." She agreed. I didn't give her the money because I was weak. I did it because I was tired. Tired of pain, lies, and fear. I wanted peace for both of us. After that, things became quiet. Liam finished school. He found a job by himself. He did not ask me for help. He wanted to prove he could do it, and he did. I was proud of him. He was proud of himself, too. We talked one evening and made a new plan. "We need a fresh start," I said. Liam nodded. We packed our things and moved to a small house near the beach. The air was clean. The waves were calm. It felt like a new life. We planted flowers in the garden. We drank coffee in the morning and wine in the evening. We laughed a lot. Sometimes we still joked about the age gap. "You're my old lady," he would say with a smile. "And you're my little boy," I would laugh. But in truth, we were more than labels. He often said, "You saved me." But I think he saved me too. Before Liam, I had money, a house, and a name. But I was lonely. He gave me something I didn't have before, love, deep and true. Some people still judge us. Some will never understand. But that's okay. Love is not always perfect. Love does not always follow rules. But if it feels real in your heart, that is enough. That is all I ever wanted. And now I have it.